And now the women's slalom final. Lauren Morgan from the USA, after completing an opening 14.25 metre line, we pick her up on the 13 metre rope length. Centre of the course to the turn boys, only 11.5 metres in distance, and Lauren Morgan takes in buoy 4. Now around the fifth buoy, takes in 6 for a successful 13 metre pass.
So a completed 13 metre line. We're now onto the 12. Now, our skiers need to make sure they navigate their way through the entry gates. And Lauren Morgan now on the 12 metre line gets out to buoy number 3 and unfortunately goes down 2.5 on the 12 metre line for Lauren Morgan of the USA. So as Abby Grathwohl makes her way back to the dock, we go now to our next competitor, Brianne Dodd of Canada. This is now the 12 metre line here, so let's see what she can do. She only has half a metre worth of rope spare. Needs a good start. She gets a ski nice and deep. Gets across to buoy number 3. Straight through the wake, staying nice and composed and tall at the ball here at 4. Across to number 5. Beautiful pass here on the 12 metre line. Brianne Dodd of Canada.
Well, solid skiing there for Brianne. Well, she's going to come back at 11.25, the first lady of the day to reach 11.25. Let's see what she can do. Probably this is a must-run pass to take out the event. Oh, a great turnaround too, and overturned in the end. And unfortunately, Brianne Dodd has lost the handle, and that's going to be it. Well, what a great start out of buoy 1, holding the body position beautifully through the wakes, waiting for 2, and just overcooks it a little around 2. She knew it and just released the handle. Bad luck, Brianne Dodd.
I know the girls after me are definitely capable of beating that, and the conditions actually feel the best today. Unfortunately, I fell early, so I don't think it'll stand.
So we go now to France's Clementine Lucine. The score to beat is 1.5 on the 11.25 line. This is now the 12, so it's a must-run pass for Clem if she wants to be on the podium. Oh, not a great start there from Clementine Lucine. Again, overturning buoy number 1.5 on the 12 metre line for Clementine Lucine.
Well, Jared, I don't know what's going on in this women's slalom final, but we're seeing some uncharacteristic falls, and Clementine Lucine overturning once again around buoy number 1. She's such a seasoned performer. She'll be very disappointed with that.
And now we move to our next competitor from France. It's her first time to the Moomba Masters. This is the 11.25 line, so she's already completed the 13 and the 12. Now she's got a lot of work to do here in the buoy 3. Gets the ski all the way around. Beautiful pressure, beautiful position through the wakes of the Nautique 200. Gets to 5. She's out to number 6. Reaches on the 11.25 there, Manon Costard of France.
Well, she had to fight for absolutely every turn buoy there, but let's see what she can do on the 10.75. Our new leader angles through the gates beautifully, stretches. Oh, good turn out of 1, but really had to hang on for dear life. Gets to 2, back to the wakes, and that's it for Manon Costard. But what a great score, 2 on the 10.75 metre line.
Is it going to be enough to get her the gold medal here? One competitor still to come, Whitney McClintock, but as we go to replay, let's break it down. She gets the ski all the way around here at 1. A little bit of a slack line from the rope. Didn't quite keep it as tight as what she would have liked. Reaches for buoy number 2 and waits for the pull of that Nautique 200. And she can only get to buoy number 2. So 2 on the 10.75, your new leader, Manon Costard.
The roughest round I had. It's my first time here. I think I've been super lucky with the 2 first rounds. I thought it was really nice and didn't feel too many rollers, too many current or anything. This one was a bit more movie and, more tension too, so a bit more stressful.
Now we go to defending champion and top seed from Canada, Whitney McClintock on the 11.25 metre line. Well, we've seen her complete 13. We've seen her do 12. Can she do 11.25? Turns around buoy 3. Takes in 4. Oh, she's a little bit down course. Stretches for 5. She's still late. She gets to 6. And what a marvellous 11.25 metre line for Whitney McClintock.
Yeah, here we go, the 10.75, 3/4 of a metre, shorter rope to get around all 6 of our turn boys. Reaches for number 1, gets across to number 2. Can she make it to 3 and take the win here? Yes, she can. She's going to be the champion. She gets to 4 though. Can she run the pass? She's going to be just inside boy number 5. So the 2016 women's slalom title goes to Whitney McClintock of Canada with 4 on the 10.75 metre line.
Well, Whitney McClintock, one happy lady skiing the length of the Yarra right now as we go to replay on that 10.75 metre pass. Stretches for 1. Well, she really has to use that height she has. And just waiting now for 2, but she's pretty much level with the boat. A great turn out of 2. Wonderful angle on that ski as Whitney just takes in 3. Well, she's already won this event, but she wants to try and run the pass. Such is the competitive nature of Whitney McClintock. She's way late out of 4. Couldn't get to 5, but that's enough to make her champion for 2016. And we caught up with Whitney on the dock.
Thank you. What an amazing slalom event today. Couldn't be happier. That's 5 in a row here. I've only made the trip 5 times and I've taken home the title. And I'm so honored to be here every year. I feel the energy on the crowd, and it's there's nothing quite like skiing on the Yarra River.
So officially, Whitney McClintock from Canada taking home the gold medal, Manon Costard of France taking home the silver, and then Brianne Dodd of Canada taking home the bronze medal here in the women's slalom final.
And now to men's slalom. Cale Burdick from the USA, he's successfully completed the 13-metre line, and here he is back from the city end on the 12-metre rope length. Boat speed set at 58 kilometres per hour. Look at the acceleration that Cale's getting out of all of these turns. He takes in buoy 4, turns around 5, aggressively leans towards 6, and successfully completes the 12-metre pass.
Yeah, well, he knows if he wants to be on the podium, he needs to run this next pass. It'll be the 11.25. We've seen scores in the semi-finals down on the 10.75 or even on the 10.25. So let's see if he can run this 11.25. Gets nice and wide there at 2. Just a 3, a little bit of a ski chatter into buoy number 3, but beautiful turn there, back on it, looking comfortable here, Cale Burdick, around number 5 and out through buoy number 6. So it looks to be a completed 11.25, Rob, but the score coming through from our judges, and unfortunately, it's going to be a missed entry gate for Cale Burdick on the 11.25.
Yes, tragedy. Well, now look, as we go to replay, let's see if we can see that he, in fact, goes outside the outside buoy. The skiers have to split those 2 gates, and unfortunately, he has not gone through the entrance gates.
So we go now to Fred Winter of Great Britain. This is the 11.25 line, edging nicely behind that wakes of that Ski Nautique 200, across to buoy number 5, breaks forward though to 5. Can he make it to 6? Does get the ski around and out through the exit gate, so 6 on the 11.25 for Fred Winter.
So first time visitor to the Moomba Masters for Freddie, and he now shortens up to the 10.75 metre line. He knows he's got to run this to try and take the title around buoy number 1. A good start. Round 2, oh, he stands a scalp a bit at 2. He's not giving up. He turns beautifully around 3. He stretches for 4. He's working for 5. Freddie Winter turns around 5 and he stretches for 6, but unfortunately, well, heartbreak for Freddie Winter. 5 on the 10.75 metre line.
Yeah, it's still a solid score. Would have loved to have ran the 10.75 and shortened the 10.25. But we go now to Adam Settlemyer. This is the 11.25 line. Gets a ski nice and deep there at 1. Standing beautifully and tall here at 2. A little bit down course though here at 3. He's going to have to work now. Gets across to buoy number 5. He stood up around 5. Can he make it to 6? Gets the ski around. Unfortunately, it looks like he may have missed the exit gate. So it'll be 5.5 on the 11.25 for Adam Settlemyer.
Well, as we see the replay, Jared, as you mentioned, a bit down course, but then stood the ski up big time around 5 and, of course, way late into 6. And, well, I was going to say no chance of getting through the gates, but, boy, he only just missed the exit gates. That would have been a miracle if he had run that pass.
It's a Moomba Monday, right? Finals. I mean, you get to put your body on the line when it comes down to it, and that's what I did. Unfortunately, missed the exit gates, and that's the end for me.
So we go now to the only Australian in our field of 8 here in the men's slalom final. It's Joel Howley from Australia. He's a Queensland boy. This is now the 11.25 line. So reaches across for buoy number 3. Edges now to 4. Beautiful turn there at 4. Just gets pulled forward, though. He's going to work hard here into 5. Managed to turn 5. How did he get out and around through boy number 6 and out the exit gates? Wow, Joel Howley completes the 11.25.
Well, we don't know how, but he did, because here he is on the 10.75, Joel Howley. A great start around 1. Stretches for 2, and maybe he was just pulled narrow and clipped the boy, and unfortunately falling there 1.5, the way I see it. But no, he's missed his gates, and as we go to replay, we just see him glance the outside of that gate boy, and another one here in the final, getting a 0 gate on the 10.75 metre line.
Well, it's one of the toughest things, isn't it, Rob? You come all the way here to Melbourne and you miss your entry gates. These skiers, they train for it. But here we go now. We go to Thomas de Gasperi of Italy. It is the 10.75. Look at the reach he has there on boy number 1. Turns 2. Looking good here into boy number 3. Thomas de Gasperi looks all over this 10.75. Just stands up though at 4. He's across at 5. Knows he needs to get back to the wakes. And we saw him get back to the wakes before the next set of boat guides. So it is 5 on the 10.75. An equal lead here. Thomas de Gasperi of Italy.
And now from Great Britain, Will Asher on the 10.75 metre line. Well, he's been looking good so far today, completing all those passes. And now the hard one, the 10.75. He's looking calm and composed around 4. He's a bit late out of 4, but takes in boy 5. And this is a glorious looking 10.75 metre pass for Will Asher.
Yeah, well, it's the first competitor today to run the 10.75 metre line, so we're going to shorten out of the 10.25. Can he get 2 or 3, the course record? Here he goes, stands up at 1 though, edges across, may have just gone inside boy number 2. We'll wait for that official score. Is it 1 or is it 2? Rob, let's go to replay and have a look.
Well, here's Will Asher now through the gates. Nice and clean the gates. Round 1. Bit of slack rope, but locks into position there beautifully. Such experience. Well, I think he's gone inside boy number 2. As we get a score, it is, in fact, 1 on the 10.25 metre line. So now Corey Vaughan, he too has made it to the 10.75 metre rope length. A tall lad, which certainly helps in slalom water skiing, and let's see what he can do. Gets out wide. Good angle. Into boy number 1, stands up a little bit out of 1, stretches for 2. He's working hard for 3 now. Lost a bit of angle and falls, unfortunately, around boy number 3.
Yeah, so the score that we thought here from our judges would be 2.5. They unfortunately missed the entry gates, but watch the reach here from Corey Vaughan. Gets the ski around boy number 3, but just didn't have the skiing deep enough to make the turn. Didn't matter anyway, because the judges have given him a 0 on the 10.75.
Now the majesty of Nate Smith from the USA, defending champion. He's on the 10.75 line as well. Turns around boy number 4 now. Great angle out of 4. Takes in 5 and beautifully now around boy 6. Successfully completing the pass.
Yeah, makes it look so easy, does Nate Smith of the USA. We're going to shorten him now to the 10.25. Needs to get through the entry gates around boy number 1 and around 2 if he wants to win. No, it's going to be a tie for first place here with Nate Smith and Will Asher of Great Britain. So we will go to a ski-off, folks. It will have to start on the 10.75 metre line. And here it goes, Will Asher from Great Britain.
Well, Will... only 1, but gee, he knows he's got to get way down course now. Starts at 10.75 metre rope length. Turns around 2. Takes in 3. Gee, skiing well is Will Asher, the man of experience. A little bit late out of 4. Gets to boy 5. Oh, and the ski becomes airborne. And so does Will Asher. Unfortunately falls. Well, 5.5. He was looking so good. Bad luck for Will Asher.
Yeah, he looked good into boy number 4, stayed nice and strong, kept the angle behind that Ski Nautique 200, gets across to boy number 5, just unfortunately didn't get the skiing quite deep enough, and 4.5 on the 10.75. I don't think it's going to be enough, though, to knock Nate Smith off as here he comes on the 10.75.
Well, Nate knows exactly what he has to do. He's got to run this full pass, and what a tight turn out of 1. Waits for boy 2. Nate Smith, the world's best, turns around 3. He takes in 4. Oh, he is so under control. He just waits for boy 5. pulls on that line around 6 and completes the 10.75 metre pass. And it looks like a win to Nate Smith from the USA.
Oh, Rob, but devastating stuff. Nate Smith punches the fist out the gates as we go to replay. Our judges has confirmed it is a 0 on the entry gates here in the runoff. So the 2016 Moomba Masters Slalom title goes to Will Asher of Great Britain, but wow, what a great slalom final.
This just feels amazing. I've never stood on the top podium at Moomba. Last year I got a second. I was over the moon with that, and just to stand on the first, I can't even tell you, man. I've never cried after a win before, but I cried today.
And official results come to hand. First place, Will Asher. In second, Nate Smith. And rounding out the top 3, Thomas De Gasperi from Italy.